What's up guys, Kudou here. Today we've gotten some pretty interesting news on a Vanguard reboot. To my understanding, this is something that's been flying around for a while, but we finally got the details of it and I'd like to talk about it today. I want to say right off the bat that I'm not going to go fully in depth with these things because I want to wait until we're closer to the actual release so that I can go into it then. Today I just kind of wanted to give an overview of what's going on and give my thoughts on it. If you're really hungry for more in-depth information, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the description below that explains this stuff a lot better than I can. And I'll also leave a link to the official website so you can read the news that we're going to look at today yourself. So the first bit we'll look at are these special imaginary power cards. This is pretty huge, especially as a first reveal, because one of the things that has always made Vanguard stand out from other games is the fact that every single card is a unit, and this is going to be the first non-unit card that we get. It looks like all of the clans of Vanguard are going to fall into one of three categories. You've got Excel, which are going to be your aggro. You've got Force, which isn't aggro or control, but is a bit of both. And Protect, which is control and defense. Honestly, I only really care about which one Oracle Think Tank is going to be, but they're probably going to be Protect, so whatever. Anyways, the way it's looking right now is if you ride a special duder, then you get one of these imaginary power cards into your hand, and then you can drop it for some major boost. Now to clarify, this isn't just something they're adding to the game. They're rebooting Vanguard as a card game, and this is one of the things that they're going to be adding to the next generation. So far, we haven't heard anything about Grade 4s being in the next series, so I'm guessing this is going to replace the Grade 4 bonuses. Excel gives you a fourth column to attack with, Force gives your duders a bigger buff, and Protect acts like another perfect guard. We still don't know exactly how these are going to be implemented into the game, so when we get a bit closer, I hope we get a bit more information because this is a pretty huge shakeup. The power on triggers are changing. They're going to be plus 10,000 instead of plus 5,000 now. Also, stand triggers are just going completely. Now we're going to get front trigger, which gives all of your duders a plus 10,000 boost. Not crazy about this idea, but then again, it's not really going to affect me too much. I'm guessing stand triggers were causing some kind of problem for the game, and this is the only way they could balance them out. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm Oracle Think Tank. I'll just run 8 critical triggers and 4 draw triggers. Tournaments are going to work a little bit different. We're going to start with the standard format, which is pretty much just playing with the new stuff, no old stuff allowed whatsoever. Premium for the people who want to try out the new stuff, but they also want to use all of the old cards that they've collected. And G format is the format we're playing in right now that they're trying to get rid of as quickly as possible. And in case you don't believe me, here's how the tournaments are going to look. There will be a major focus on keeping G format and standard format, the two main focuses, and then premium is going to be slid in there, and eventually G format's going to be phased out altogether by November, and it's just going to be premium or standard. Again, I think they're doing this because the G deck's not going to be a thing anymore, and they just want you to either play all new stuff or some new stuff and some old stuff, but no more G. It'll be interesting to see how this affects decks like Link Joker, because we have gotten confirmation that all 24 of the current clans will be carrying over to the new format. Speaking of which, here's a release schedule. We'll be starting all of this in June. It'll be June 22nd, I believe is the exact date. The first ever set of the new era will focus on Royal Paladins, Kagero, Oracle Think Tank, and Nova Grappler. From there, in July, we'll move on to a Spike Brothers, Tachikaze, and Mega Colony set. August, we'll get Aqua Force, Grand Blue, and Dimension Police, with a starter set coming out for Aqua Force. In September, we'll be getting Shadow Paladins, Dark Irregulars, Pale Moon, and Murakamo, along with a Shadow Paladin trial deck. From there, it's anybody's guess, but we can speculate. So this brings up a pretty obvious question, and that's, how are these sets going to be divvied up from now on? In the beginning, a few clans were introduced, and then every set they added some support for the old clans, and also introduced a couple of new ones. But it looks like that's not going to be the case, at least for a while. It looks like they're going to focus purely on just releasing new clans every set, and not giving support to any of the current clans, at least until all 24 of the clans have a playable deck. This brings up another interesting question in, what are we actually going to be getting? Are they going to try and keep the clans as close to their first release as possible, or are they going to do a sort of greatest hits album with all of the best cards from that set? It doesn't seem like that big of a deal for most of the clans, but there are some clans like Oracle Think Tank and Bermuda Triangle and Royal Paladins that have such a variety of different things you can do within the set, it's going to be interesting to see which ones they pick and choose to use. Now, one interesting thing to me is notice how Alfred's going to be coming out with 13,000 power. Alfred coming out with 13,000 power could indicate that what Bushiroad wants to do is something closer to their Weiss Schwarz releases. See, if you've never played Weiss Schwarz before, the releases act like this. You get a set, and then that's it. They normally don't continuously release support for a set that's come out unless you're Sword Art Online or Love Live. But usually every set that comes out is just different in flavor, and you don't normally mix the sets. Is every set just going to be new clans and they're not going to release any more support? I don't know. It's too early to tell. I mean, I got to admit, I love the idea of just getting myself a Tsukuyomi deck that never goes out of style, but I just don't know if that'll work for a game like this. Weiss Schwarz is a very slow-paced game, and because of the way it functions, it's very hard to not have balanced decks in Weiss Schwarz. It's very momentum-based, and it's mainly focused around resource management and not so much making big plays all at once. Again, if you've never played Weiss Schwarz before, let me explain what the pace in a Weiss Schwarz game is like. Imagine if you started at grade 0, and then you were stuck at grade 0 until your opponent dealt 6 damage to you. Then you would put all of your damage into the discard pile, go up to grade 1, and then continuously do this until you got to grade 3. And then at grade 3, if you took 6 damage, you lost. So I'm not really sure that kind of format would work. I think a game like this really needs the continuous support, but I don't know, man. We'll see. The anime is also getting rebooted because, well, this is Bushiroad. They couldn't release another game if it wasn't related to an anime in some way. Personally, I actually really liked the Vanguard anime, so I'm excited to see what they do with a reboot. Apparently the story is going to be different. They're going to follow the manga instead of the anime, which, to be completely honest, I didn't even realize Cardfight Vanguard had a manga, so it's going to be completely new to me. I mean, if they want a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood it, then whatever. There's also a couple of other things coming out. I guess Bermuda Triangle is getting its own anime, which, okay, Pop Star Mermaids, make it happen. And also a mobile game, which is much more exciting. The mobile game is slated for release this winter in Japan. We have no idea what the release date for the English version is going to be, but we have gotten confirmation that there will be an English one at some point. Honestly, we're just getting so much stuff, I have to admit, I can't help but be really excited for all this. Oh, but you guys know me. It wouldn't be me if I didn't have a few concerns. I don't really like the idea of the number 10,000 being thrown around so much. With this being pretty much a straight-out reboot, Bushiroad has a chance to fix a lot of power creep in the game, and this isn't something that a lot of card games get. Back in the day, 10,000 power meant something. If your opponent dropped a shield with 10,000 power, it was immediately noticeable. It was worth 2 triggers. It was worth 2 other level 1 shields. If something gave you 10,000 power, that was a game-winning boost. But now it seems like 10,000 power is just kind of the norm. Okay. The way the sets are being released also still kind of worries me. I'd really love to believe with all of my heart they're going to make it so that if you are a fan of one of the clans that's getting released in the first couple of sets, you can take those and then, like, next year when they get finished, all 24 of the clans are going to be equal. So you can play your clan whenever you want to, no matter what, even if they don't release more support for it, just like Weiss Schwarz. Like, yeah, ReZero might be a pretty recent set, but if you hand me some Disgaea cards, I'll happily stomp your face flatter than Amelia's personality. That's how we do it in the Weiss streets. I just don't think a business model like that will work for Vanguard. But at the same time, how are they going to release support for 24 different clans at once? Like, yeah, here at the beginning it's obvious, they just release the clans that they haven't released yet, but once all 24 clans have been released, how do they continue supporting all 24 of them? Before it made sense because they released clans slowly as they came into existence, but here they're just starting out with 24 clans right off the bat, so some of them are gonna have to suck. For those of you that are just joining us in the Vanguard game, I'm gonna go ahead and break down what Vanguard has been like over the years. So you see, your guy has 10,000 power just like your opponent's. Since shields in the hand represent 5,000 power, you're trying to beat this by multiples of 5,000. Okay, I getcha, so I'm trying to find clever ways to make 15,000 power. Any more than that's a little useless unless I can find a way to make 20,000 power. Precisely. See, now they have 11,000 power, so the strategy you used to use needs to change up a bit. Okay, I see where we're going with this. So now the numbers I need to hit are 11,000 and 16,000 and the fabled 21,000 if I can figure it out.
Yes, we'll release Vanguards with higher base powers. This will make it so that the rearguard choices will shift with the meta.
Gee golly gosh, Bushy Road, I think you guys might have the best card game ever made.
And now their number goes up to 4.
What? Ah, Bushy Road, these suck. Get out of here, you. Get out of here. Ha ha. Silly Bushy Road.
And that's why they're called Legion cards.
Bushy Road, is this a joke?
What, don't you like it?
I mean, we were just kinda combining units together to make strong columns. Now you just kinda get a duder that's 20,000, that seems a little bit, little unbalanced.
Oh, no. Trust me, Kudou, trust me. There's a pretty restrictive summoning condition, and you're only gonna get the bonus on attack. Besides, not every clan is gonna have access to this. It's just a way to make some of the lower win rate decks a little more competitive.
I mean, yeah, I guess you only get it on attack, and only some of the clans are gonna get it. Okay, alrighty. I can support some deck variety. Let's see where this goes. So we're completely serious about this new thing, huh?
Yes, we believe striding will add a fun new aggressive element to the game.
So it's got 15,000 power?
Oh, no. It's plus 15,000 power, so it's 15,000 plus the 11,000 you already have.
So now I attack for 26,000 power.
Yeah-huh?
Right, and you don't think we're maybe just pushing this a little bit too far?
What? No. This'll be fine for the game.
Alright, so how many do I even put in my deck?
Why, that's the best part, my boy. They go in their own deck.
Oh, so you play this game with an extra deck now? Kinda like Yu-Gi-Oh?
What? No. Nothing like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay, explain it to me again.
You build a second, smaller deck of cards that have different monsters with different effects you might need at different points in the game. You can bring these characters out when certain conditions are met. Ultimately, your game plan will be to get the right monster out at the right time.
And it's not Yu-Gi-Oh?
No sirree.
And it's called the G-Zone. You don't think that's kind of a weird name for this kind of thing?
Well, no. I think the kids are really gonna like it.
Okay, Bushy, okay. Just how do I play it?
First, put your grade 4 Tsukuyomi in the G-Zone.
Okay, so I put my Tsukuyomi in the special spot on the playmat marked with a G.
Yup, just like that. Now discard 3 grades worth of units from your hand. This will be easiest with a grade 3.
Okay, I guess this is kind of clever, because normally you want to run more grade 2s than grade 3s, since grade 2s can also intercept, and they're more useful on the field than grade 3s are. But now I have to take striding into consideration when I'm building my deck. Maybe this isn't so bad after all.
Right. So, discard that card, and your Tsukuyomi will come onto the field.
Alright, wait a second, Bushy Road. Okay, so let me make sure I've got this right. First, I discard a grade 3 from my hand.
Yup, that's correct.
That makes my Tsukuyomi come out of her G-spot?
Yes, that's what? Wait a second, no! Why did you say that so weird? Don't make it weird. Oh, grow up, Kudou.
Hey, genius. Grown-ups are the only ones who will understand that joke. Okay. So now we've got another deck with grade 4s in it. How many cards go in it? Let me guess. 15?
Of course not. That's how many Yu-Gi-Oh uses for its extra deck. We use 16 here in Vanguard.
Right, you're right. It's completely different. I don't know why I questioned you, Bushy Road. So just to clarify, this is just an attack-only thing. It's just something to make attacks beefier, and then they go away and we don't have to worry about them. So our column building still stays relatively the same. Bushy Road, the power's too high now. I can't win any more of my games.
Oh, well that's no problem, representation of our entire fan base. I have a new trick for you. I'm gonna introduce G-Guardians. They have super high defense, so you won't have to worry about getting hit by attacks again.
Bushy Road, what the heck are you doing?
Well, I was listening to the fan base earlier, and I just thought it'd be more fun if we added even more G-units.
Bushy Road, I really don't like the direct... Wait a second. Let's say that again?
We're adding more G-units?
Bushiroad, are the grade 4s really called G units?
Yes? What's wrong with that?
G units.
Yes, G units.
Like the rapper G unit? Did you guys get this idea after being beaten over the head with a magic stick? Did you guys pull this decision straight out of your South Side?
Kudou, I really don't understand these references you're making.
I really don't understand these decisions you're making. Do you even know anymore? If you don't know what you're doing, you better ask somebody before I lay you down.
Okay, fine. G units was a silly name. There, are you happy? Tell me, Kudou, what letter would you have used for the new units?
Gee, I don't know, Bushiroad. The letters F and U are coming to mind.
I just don't know where it all went wrong, Kudou.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Bushiroad. It never went wrong. Through the years, Vanguard has never stopped being an amazing game to play. I just think something might have gotten confused somewhere along the way. In the beginning, it felt like you really had to know stuff about the game to be better than your opponent. You had to know your deck, you had to know synergies, you had to know the metagame. But nowadays, it's just like you drop a G unit, you take him to the candy shop, and you make him lick the lollipop.
Well, that changes in June, Kudou. We need to bring the old fanbase back and give them back the game that they loved so much. Then we're gonna show the new fanbase just how great Classic Vanguard was.
Oh, Bushiroad, that's right. You'll have them spending all they got. Just keep going until you hit the spot. Whoa, is the video that long already? I should probably start wrapping this up. Whoa, hey, that feel when a sketch is much longer than you meant for it to be. I'm not going to do the regular outro for this one because I want to talk to you guys one-on-one. Personally, I'm really excited about this new Vanguard reboot we're getting. And not just the card game, I'm excited for it all. I want the anime and the mobile game too. So now it's time for you guys to tell me how interested you are. I usually try not to show for likes like this, but if you're very interested in the Vanguard reboot, then leaving a like is going to go a long way in showing me just how much excitement there is for this. The amount of positivity we get on this video will dictate how much Vanguard content we get on the channel. I'd love to just sink my teeth completely into this, but if I'm the only one that's on board with this, then I'd rather put my time towards something else. So before I waste a lot of both of our times on this, leave a like, leave a comment, leave some support letting me know that this is something you're totally on board with. And you know, sharing this video on Facebook or Twitter will help too, if you feel like it, you know what I'm saying? And I'll leave you with this. Going forward with the Vanguard reboot, regardless of your personal feelings, and regardless of how good or bad things get, I just want you to remember, at least it's not Dragonborn again, right guys? Up top!